Hi, everybody. Welcome to It's All Within, Mastering the Law of Consciousness. I want to start this video off with a statement. The perfectly disciplined person is always in touch or in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. Just consider that, ponder that. The perfectly disciplined person is always in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. They realize that consciousness is the only reality, that ideas and feelings are facts of consciousness and as real. They're as real as objects in space. Therefore, they never entertain feelings that do not contribute to their happiness. Or I could say that in a positive way, they always feel only that which contributes to their happiness. And we know by now that we have the freedom of choice on how we're going to feel and react to the dramas of the day. That's our choice. And if we find ourselves feeling things that aren't contributing to our happiness, if we're taking things in that perspective, then we know that we can counteract those feelings with opposite feelings of it, or with stronger feelings of an opposite nature. Should I rephrase that? Try again. Take two. With feelings of an opposite nature that are stronger than the feelings that are taking us off, that are giving us feelings of an undesirable state. And as we know, the most dominant feeling is the one that gets objectified because the subconscious, she is a non-respecter of persons, is impersonal and non-selective. It transcends reason and doesn't concern itself with the falsity or the truth of what we are impressing the subconscious with. It only accepts what we give the subconscious, what we perceive to be real, what we're saying is true about ourselves. Then, as we know, the subconscious objectifies that, gives form and expression to these feelings. So feelings then are the causes of the actions and circumstances of our life. When we understand this, I mean really grasp this, and of course we've been using sleep, that we're impressing the subconscious with our wish fulfilled and how wonderful that feels as we drop off to sleep, because that's our concept of ourself. And the subconscious then, as we're sleeping, entertains this feeling as a fact within itself and goes about objectifying it. So the feelings that we take in, our final concept of ourself, our conscious concept as we fall asleep, is the one that we are instructed with in the manner of which we're going to express these ideas and feelings in the waking day. So you can see how important it is. I just keep stressing this, but it really is important. And let me give you an exercise to go along with this. We're about 3 minutes and 40 seconds into this video. So at that mark, here's the exercise. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and how that feels to you, how wonderful that feels. Just assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and notice. We're going back to the subjective world here. I want you to pay attention to what's happening in your subjective world, because I made a statement and a promise that the day you achieve control of your attention, the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you master your fate. So let's deepen that. Let's really pay attention to our subjective world and what's going on. So as you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, just notice the route your attention follows. And you'll notice that as long as you remain faithful to that assumption, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. And you'll also notice that you can't think of two thoughts at the same time. Just like you can't walk forward or backward at the same time. If I'm going to write a book, I have to start with a single symbol. And then I add another symbol from the alphabet and another until I make a word. Then that word makes a sentence. That sentence makes a paragraph, and you get enough paragraphs together and you have a book. But we can only do one thing at a time as far as writing is concerned, as far as imagining is concerned, as far as paying attention to a feeling. You can't feel two thoughts at once. You can certainly switch from one to another very quickly. That's what we were talking about with the counteracting. If a feeling is of undesirable nature, we can counteract that with a feeling that is of a desirable nature, that contributes to our happiness, that gives us a feeling of happiness. So just pay close attention to your attention in your subjective world when you do this exercise, and just notice the movements of your attention, and you will notice that as long as you remain faithful to your assumption, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. I hope this assists you in experiencing your life exactly as you want, because you already are that which you wish to be. Your refusal to believe it is the only reason you or I, if I'm feeling the same way, are not experiencing it. So thanks so much for joining me. Look forward to the next time we get together.